Yo, Luna, what's good? How are ya? Get in. How are you? All right, I'm back. I know it's been a minute, eh? I was out in LA, going to my cousin's wedding. Super cool. And then I flew up to Seattle and then up to Orcas Islands with my partner, and we went and hung out for a bit. So it was good, but I'm back. So we're here. We've got lots to do. I don't know if I told you guys, I decided to take a commission. I do, Luna. I decided to take a commission, and it was pretty sweet. We're making orchid pots. So we're gonna make 12, well, we're doing 15 in case some things go wrong. They want 12 orchid pots, 24 orchid pots. 12 of them are 3.5 inches by 3 by 3 when they're finished, which means we have to do 3 3/4 by 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 size wise. And yo, Raven, what's up? Well, you can talk about her another time, Luna. I want to respect her privacy and all that. But yeah, they want 24 total. We're gonna make 15 of the smaller ones. I'm probably not making any money on these, but I wanted to kind of do something along this lines in like in any kind of a shop, and just have like a really low threshold thing that could move quickly and stuff like that. So a couple months ago, Luna. Anyway, so the idea is that they want essentially 6 different types from each, right? So there'll be like 2 sets of each one. Yeah, it'll be good. Yo, what's up? Oh yeah, what'd you think? I'm sad that I missed it, but was it fun? Thanks, Luna. How's Luca? Ah. Amani? Oh my god, it's everybody's here today. How are you? Oh my gosh. Hi, Luca. Awesome. Did you know Kichi before this? Such a good dude. Oh, I can't complain. I've been out west for the last 9 days or so it's been really good, Amani. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but we're back to porcelain for these. Alright, so we're at 3.5. This is the final dimension. So we want to be 3 3/4 by 3 by 3, and we're at 3 1/4 by 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. That's pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. How'd that happen? Thanks, Amani. So we're using 350 grams of clay right now. I did one quick test one right before we did this, and we might add some variation and some stuff into it like that. Hi. Okay. Cool. We're actually at 4 now. 4 by 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. It's slightly bigger than. Well, here I am, Amani. Oh, that's such a bummer. I'm sorry to hear it. Okay, so I can't really decide if I want to add much variation to these outside of the holes. Also, this is one of my pots that collapsed. Look at the bottom just like slumped in on itself. Isn't that silly? So So, anyway, studio cup. I haven't had like good tea for a while. I did not bring enough tea on my trip. Okay, sorry, I'm losing track. I'm gonna make 3 little marks here on the bottom. I'm just gonna do 3 like boop, boop, boop on this one. And so we're essentially gonna be making let's do that. So it's like a little bit not straight up and down, but it's pretty much straight up and down. So what are you learning how to do? Yeah, I feel that way, Luna. That's how it is at my house too. I think we're gonna do that. And then we'll add holes, and then we're gonna have, the whole pattern is what's gonna be the variety. Thanks, gang. Oh, really? What? That's crazy, Raven. What a small world, eh? Yeah, Monty, send a picture, please. I know, Luna, it's been a minute, huh? Aw, man, I'm jealous, Kiln. I'd kill for some silver needles right now. Though the puer I'm drinking is great. But that sounds really nice. It's really hot today. Is this, do we like this? On the East Coast, it's 3:50 p.m. Luna. Do we actually like this? Or should we just make more straight up and down pieces? I think they kind of want the variety, so I think I want to add that in, but you do? Okay. Then I think we might just have this kind of like simple, a little bit of motion, and then really the motion is coming from the holes. Oh wait, this is totally different than I normally do. Can I get this off without torching? No. I'm not used to making wide-based bottoms. What? What? That's so cool. And I haven't had to pick up a pot like that in a million years. Okay, good little bit of variation would be helpful, right? Awesome. Yeah, send a picture, I want to see. Of course, Amani. I'm enjoying it. Oh man, Luna, what are you doing up? It's so late. Yeah, I'm sad that I missed the conference itself, but it was worth missing to see my cousin's wedding. It was really, really beautiful. Him and his now wife had been together for 18 years. And he's only 9 months older than me, so they've been together a long time. Today, Yodi, we're working on a commission of orchid pots. Otherwise, I would love to make a little teapot. But today, I need to crank these out because the next firing these need to all get into. Also, just as a heads up, I have a shop update tomorrow, 10 a.m. my time, Eastern time, and we're trying out a Monday for the first time in a really long time. And I think I have 3 miniature teapots left. We did 15 or so from this last firing. I sold all of them during reserves except for 3 or 4. So, what? That's awesome. An ongoing Butterbell commission? How many do you make at a time? Oh, fair. Totally fair. Well, can't you do that at the same time? So we're going to base the sizing of this, of all of them off the first one we did, which is a mistake because the first one's always different than everything else I make, but that's okay. So our final dimensions were 4 by 3.5 by 3.5. So that's what we're gonna do here. Now we're at 4 already, and we're at 3.5. We're already there. Okay. Let's add a little bit of undulation in, and we're good to go. Oh, that's pretty cool. Definitely worth a try. Alright, we're just gonna add a little bit of variation to these. Nothing crazy. Just a little bit of motion. Just so they're not just boring pots. And then once they have the holes in, I think they'll be really nice. I'm 33, Luna. 33 or 34? I think I'm 33. Oh man, keep me posted. I'm really curious about that. That's super cool. Do you ever take commissions? 33. Thank you, Raven. What? Oh my god, Imani. No, Luna, I don't. I mean, I do now. Raven told me I'm 33. But... Man, I'm really not used to working with wide-bottomed pieces. I don't know how to take them off. When's your birthday, Imani? So I can just do it like this. I don't really care if they get undulated in the top again. I think adding extra excitement is good. Nice. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Am I? When's his birthday? Is it the same birthday as mine, Luna? Imani, we have almost a month apart birthdays. That's not too bad. A commission, and now are they, when you're doing this commission, Kiln, is there something like outside of the fact that they're butterbells? Are there color, sizing? Do they want anything specific on it? A specific style that's not normal to your own? What's the deal? What's the whole thing? Ah, yeah, I see. Exactly, Imani. With a 14-year age gap. Sounds like a cool dude, Luna. I usually put my computer on a bucket for YouTube, so it's like right here, so I don't keep looking way off to the left. But I was firing the kiln, so with this conference, and so I used my buckets. Used them elsewhere. Awesome. Please do, Imani. Can't wait to see. That's exciting. Do you guys get along? Here's a question. Do we like this form more? Just like a simple up and down? Later, Luna. Do we like this more than what we've been doing? I'm kind of almost into just like this more simplistic thing. I'm kind of getting bored of undulation is all I'm saying. Though the kind of the thing I brought them has motion. I I don't know what this is. I should probably just keep adding some undulation to it. Though I like this more. What do you guys think? Do you like both? I'm gonna quickly read up on a text that I was talking to this woman about. Just give me a half a second. Sorry. I just want to see. So Steve, they're gonna be orchid pots, and I kind of like this one more than the one that had a little bit of undulation. What is her name? I get such a disgusting amount of spam. It's crazy. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is what I wrote to her, right? I said, also, design-wise, do you want them to look similar to the one that I brought over, or do you like them to being a little bit different? She said, I like them to be a bit different, just add interest and grabs the whole design. As long as there are pairs of colors, does that. In a case a customer wants to purchase two of the same, but it would be unique to have a difference in whole design. So I think she wants variation in holes, but not necessarily. But I think she wants some motion in the flower pot itself. So maybe we stick with the undulating thing for these, even though I'm not as psyched on them. And then maybe I can kind of go from there. What's up, Hollis? How are you? How's your summer vacation going? It's pretty hot here. I mean, it's humid. I was just on the West Coast and it was like beautiful. And when I came back here, I'm dying. So it's hard to say. That's cool. Yeah, you know, it's good to have multiples, you know? Oh my God, are you guys hanging out? What's going on, Juliet? How's your summer been? All right. We're gonna add some motion. Oh, you're just both here? Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna, after this commission, I think I'm gonna convince her that I don't want to do the undulating, like any motion anymore. I think that's the deal. So how's the summer been? What's new? What's happening? What's going on? Raven, will you send me a picture of the cups you got? I'm sure you got a lot of cool stuff. Also, after we run out of stoneware here, I'm gonna full switch to, I'm sorry, once we run out of porcelain, I'm gonna full switch back to stoneware. I'm bored of porcelain. But that won't be for a little bit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, either 4 or 5 more boxes of porcelain to get through before we can switch over. And then I know there's no money in what I'm about to say, but I want to switch back to like a flashing slip and do more grays and browns. I know there's absolutely no money in it, but I would like to do it. Bye, Hollis. Have a good summer. Bye, Juliet. So she wanted to get away from that whole like made in China look, which I think is closer to kind of this, but not really. So I don't know, whatever, we'll see. Maybe I'll just be like, there can only be a limited style for each thing. I up-potted a lot of my orchids today, and they look so good. Send a picture. I want to see. Not that I can look at it right this second, but... So my, the favorite pots that came out of this last firing for me were all stoneware fired upside down on these like pedestals I made. And I would like to do that more. But maybe add in a chino as well. Yeah, I'm really excited about them, and I also just like the shape. Again, we're done with undulation outside of this commission. I'm bored. I am gonna start a new Pottery account soon. I made a buddy of mine a kind of interesting mug for his birthday last year. It was a little bit very phallic, and I think I'm going to start a whole business of mugs like that. But I don't really want to be using my normal name for it, so I'm going to start a new business name. Does anybody have any suggestions? I wish I could like post a picture in YouTube, like while we're streaming right now, to show you what I mean. That's amazing. There's no way that hasn't been taken before, though, right? That's an amazing first go. Holy moly. I know. I feel like the people who blow up the easiest online are people who just like put boobs or a penis or vagina on a cup. There seems to be a lot of money in it, and I've been kind of like anti doing it, but think it's time to jump on the bandwagon. I could use a little bit more money. I kind of want to build a little... Oh, Raven, how did the... were you there for the makeshift Lisa Orr soda firing that Sam was doing during the conference? Was that at Trevor's? And if so, what did you think? I kind of love this cup. It's so silly. Kiln, if I use that name, would you be cool with that? That's definitely going to be a top contender. I think I'm going to start that business in September. So, sort of, Kat. I'm doing one right now. So I'm making an order of orchid pots for a plant nursery near me. But usually I don't. But I'm happy to if the idea is cool and the flexibility is there. Brian, what's good? Okay, cool. I appreciate it. Will you just, if you're interested in seeing the cup that I made for my buddy, you send me a message on Instagram and I'll send a photo over. That's crazy. That's crazy good. Did you see the results? Right? Isn't it pretty there, Brian? Did not enjoy LA. I thought LA was really gross, but Seattle and Orcas were just amazing. It was nice to be on a boat. I really don't get it. I was in LA when I was 10. My uncle, I think he was just getting a divorce at the time, and my dad and I were helping him move or do something, and all I remember about LA is the traffic and this like absurdly fat cat that my uncle had. But besides that, I haven't been back except for, it was a beautiful wedding, but okay, cool. I was just kind of so-so about the results. I've seen some really spectacular soda firings out of like little converted kilns. But that was just was it a soda or was it just wood? Because I'm over just wood kilns, to be honest. Okay, yeah, I'm over that. You gotta add soda in. There needs to be extra juice. I'm so bored of just wood firings. Yeah, well, how much money are you willing to spend? Because the person who's blown up most recently is MTC Pottery, but I'm pretty sure her cups are gonna be... She like blew up overnight. She's like millions of followers everywhere, so I bet her stuff's expensive now, but... A cat teapot and 4 cat cups. Now, is the teapot itself a cat, or is it just look like a teapot that has the cat ears and whiskers and stuff like that? And same with the cups. Like, what are you envisioning here? Amanda? Totally. How are you? How's the studio? So just tell me what's new and happening, and then head back to work. And what you're working on and all that fun stuff. Does Blue make cat stuff? Oh, so another thing about the undulations on all this is that if you, one of the reasons I'm not doing anything super aggressive, is that if it undulates and has an overhang, you put a plant in there, it's going to get root locked because the roots grow in and then you can't get the thing up. And if there's multiple of it, forget about it. So that's one reason we're doing it really. What's that for, Ben? Also, hey, how are you? I like that idea. Wait, so would you make it a gas kiln with ports specifically for like a wood reduction kind of situation? Is that what you're saying? Hey, how are you? The cat. Okay, so then let me ask another follow-up question. Is the cat painted on, or is there a design of a cat on it, as far as like in clay? Let's let's keep snowballing this idea here. I want to hear some more. If you need it quickly, I probably am not the right person for it. But what? Well, happy birthday to him. Oh, a decal would be really great, probably. And a decal, just if you aren't aware, is just like essentially an image you can transfer over, is what Brian's saying. And what's your price range for this entire set of a teapot and 4 cups? Oh, it's a fantastic idea. Oh my God! All right. Wait, hold on. We need to write these down real quick. I lost my pencil. Everything's just a miss because I wasn't, like, we weren't working in here, and then because it was the conference, and then I left for a week and a half. All right, so we have Pottery, ceramics, and put the D in ceramics. Two spectacular ideas, absolutely phenomenal ideas. It sounds like you have a busy day. I'm excited to make these cups with you, with all you guys. The thing is, I'll probably stream these cups and everything. Well, I don't know. Does it make sense to stream making these cups on my normal platforms, or do I make new accounts to stream specifically for that account? And would it be weird if I had this like full collection of weird phallic cups and teapots just splashed into my normal stuff? Would that be weird? Like, how are we feeling about all this? Exactly, that's what I'm thinking too, Brian. So we're gonna start up a new business for it. And I'm gonna run the business a lot smarter than I did my own, so maybe I actually make some money for once. Yeah, I think it would be. I think it'd be super weird to just like mesh them in together. When you guys see this cup though, you're gonna be like, of course, this is the best business idea you've ever seen. Well, I'm sorry to hear it, Kat. Did you throw me a price range down? I can't, if I missed it, I'm sorry. Would it demonetize me on YouTube? And would it ban me on Instagram if I did stuff, or TikTok if I did stuff like that? I don't know what I haven't read the. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about, because that's why I wanted to start a whole new thing, and not kind of not have it in the same line as my normal work. It would ban me? Okay. Good to know. Alright, well, whatever. Anyway, so that work is where I'm going to keep with some of the two. Cool. So just as a heads up for something, if I did something like that, a custom order with that kind of thing, and maybe we do a custom decal, because that might be the nicest, just as a, you're looking at just rough ballpark. Oh, I assume you want a big teapot, right? So before tax and shipping, that'd be like roughly $365. Oh my god, that's a solid one, Ben. Okay, hold on, hold up. Let me write that down. I'd probably knock off the S on the second one, right? Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm thinking, kidden. Or Willie's Willie, you know? I like that. Interesting. Okay, so then if I was to be making something, would that flag me if it wasn't like it's not like it's very graphically similar, right? I mean, it's obviously graphically similar, but it's not like completely obvious as to what I'm making. Or, you know, I don't know. That seems to be where the money is, though. That's all I'm saying. Small batch penis cups, that seems to be where you make all the money in pottery these days. These are solid names. You guys are good with names. I spend like days and days coming up with names. I'm so creative as to name my business after the street I live on, you know? I slightly regret not naming it after myself, but whatever. I feel like because it's the name of my street, it feels like, it sounds like I have people who work with me, and so a lot of the time people assume that I have people doing other things for me. What's up, Matt? Well, I'm curious too, because I see those videos like blow up and get millions of likes and views and whatnot. You know, these are decisions we have to come up with, Brian. These are all things. If anybody wants to see the photo of the one cup that I made that's starting this business, just send me a message on Instagram and ask for it, and I'll send it over. It was I don't have it anymore because I sent it over to my buddy for I made it for him for his birthday last year. I can, Matt, but today we're working on a commission of orchid pots. I'm not gonna put the berries as you're saying in at all. I'm not interested in that part. Aesthetically, when I tried to do the last one, it wasn't great. I think the cup itself is just that part itself. Agreed, Kiln. I probably will. The thing is, like, I don't know if you guys know this on YouTube, but like, you need to get a certain amount of views and have a certain amount of followers and a certain amount of likes and whatnot on a certain amount of time in order to monetize your account. And so, what I think I'm gonna do is like be overly serious with how I film everything and like kind of go a little bit above and beyond on that one, and then we can. I don't even know if I'm going to start a YouTube for it. I feel like that kind of stuff would be better for like small scale stuff, like videos like TikTok and Instagram and stuff. So I'm making 15. She wants 12, but I'm gonna make 15. So we'll see what happens. In case we lose some or whatever the case is. So I had a soda firing as well as the wood firing, and I unloaded that right before I left to LA. And the results were trash. I don't think I got a single piece from that. Oh, I got one piece from that kiln that I actually liked. The cup we're drinking out of right now is one of the ones from the soda kiln. I was underwhelmed by the results. But I had glazed them with the intention that they were going to my kiln, and it turns out that the combination that I used, the underglaze and the Shino, do not look good in her kiln. They look fine, but they don't look great, and it's just not worth it. Mythic, appreciate you. I did fire that like cloud looking one that we made. I don't remember whose suggestion that was, and it's okay. That's probably one of the few that I like. I think there's two or three pieces over there that I'm looking at that I kind of like. Yeah, those are everything that I've been posting, Brian, is from my kiln. I haven't posted or even ground the bottoms of any of the stuff from the soda kiln. I haven't showed it. I haven't like prepped it. The thing where, so this one was from the soda kiln. And so, I mean, glaze-wise, it's actually quite lovely. But, you know, the issue with the bottom, like, sitting like that is probably not the best. Yeah, it's fine. Is it my favorite? I have two orange pieces. They're pretty cool. That's solid. That's super solid. I like that. How's Guy doing? Oh, are you guys? I can't remember. Is today the shop day that you're doing every Sunday? Is that every Sunday? I don't know. I got back in last night, and so my brain's pretty foggy. If this firing wasn't coming up in like a couple days, I would not be in here right now, honestly. Oh my God, Mythic, you're so good to me. Thank you, I appreciate that. It's the hardest part. Selling is by far the hardest part. It's like marketing yourself and making videos and content and doing all that kind of stuff. And I do it by just doing these live videos because I have so much more fun than actually making videos. If I could never make a video again, or take a photo again and just do live videos with you guys exclusively, I'd be psyched. I just, I'm not relevant enough to do that. So. Okay. So, so the one thing is, really good at small talk, Brian, and I just burn out really quickly. I can't keep it going, but I actually really stupidly enjoy small talk to a degree that I think most people would find offensive that I enjoy it so much. I just can't consistently be talking. What are you painting? What's the, is there something specific, or are you kind of just doing whatever you're feeling at that moment, or tell me, what's the inspiration here, if there's any? Because it's totally fine to have no inspiration and just have at it. Cool, I like it. What was the most recent one you did? Oh, by the way, these are we're doing the 12 small ones right now. She wants 12 large ones as well. But I didn't figure out how much clay we need for that. Awesome. Good. I'm glad she's supportive and into it. I was dating someone many years ago who just she liked my pottery enough, but was not very supportive of the whole situation. We probably lasted longer than we should have, but I was much younger at the time. And it was just at the beginning of my pottery career where my stuff really wasn't very good either. So she had all the justification in the world to be like, that's a pile of shit. I know, I'm really hoping that I did these all to the right dimensions. I mean, I don't think they care. The thing is, this porcelain shrinks about an inch in every dimension, and because it's smaller, it's not going to shrink that much, but it's close enough, so, I don't know. We're just trying our best here. I'm sorry to hear it, Brian. How long were you married for? Before that? Cool. Well, even if it's kind of hard, not great, it's still kind of hard at the beginning, I always feel like, regardless of the feelings. But I'm glad that you're happy. That's awesome. Relationships, they can be so tough. Not to talk smack about this ex, but since we're on the topic, because why not? That woman tried to sleep with my best friend to get revenge against me, even though she broke up with me. I'm not really sure the context of it, or maybe she just really wanted to sleep with my best buddy. And that's why we broke up, I don't really know. Yeah, awesome. Hell yeah, Brian, where are you gonna go first? I am. How are you, Gabby? The trip was lovely. I just, I got my real ID in the mail. It was only $30, which was really nice, but it came before I did some traveling, so I still had to use my passport and all that. But it is what it is. But yeah, Gabby, the trip was lovely. The wedding was gorgeous. The time on Orcas was gorgeous. Can't complain. Awesome. Any ideas what you're going to do there? Just sightsee or something specific? Nice. I was kind of thinking about going to Italy for this July. I'm not going out of the country this July, just Dog and I are going to go out on a 10-day backpack trip instead. But no, Ken, I haven't even applied for my Canadian passport yet. I need to do that because essentially I got the citizenship, and then we had all those firings and things getting like prepped for, and so I didn't actually have time to, or I was feeling overwhelmed, so I had time. I just was overwhelmed, so I didn't do it yet. Oh, awesome. You should. I hear great things. Italy was crazy cheap to fly to in July this year. The last time I looked at tickets, they were $350 round trip. It was probably a decent layover, but like, come on. It's pennies. Pennies. Yeah, if you look far enough in advance or close enough to when you're actually planning on going, you can usually get some pretty awesome deals. I mean, I was in Norway for $500 and Iceland for $450. And I think those are the two places I went to last. Because all the other places, you know, when I'm thinking about some of the longer travels, they were years ago when things were cheaper. Like I went to Japan for $600, but that was, you know, 9 years ago. So I don't think that really counts. But when I was looking at Scotland for July, because there was some hikes someone kept recommending me in Scotland, in Italy, and then I don't know, Italy just doesn't for some reason really interest me. But Scotland was, again, it was like, I think it was like $620 round trip. That sounds wonderful. I hope you're able to do it. Sooner than later too, Brian. Right, oh man. Be nice to get up to Canada again this year. So there's a really cool bike ride. Custom rugs. Oh my god. I want a custom rug. The giant teapot that's just pouring tea into my mouth. Thanks, Kimberly. Switzerland is gorgeous. Yeah, I was out snowboarding there a couple of years ago. Spectacular. You know what was really cool too was so I was in this really cool town in India called Missouri, up in the north, way northeast, pretty much in the Himalayas there. That was a really cool little town, which it would be cool to go back to. next winter I'm gonna go snowboarding in Japan. I think that'd be fun. It's literally cheaper to do that than, yeah, super close. I mean, there's mountains in between, but yeah. It would be cheaper to fly to Japan, rent a cabin and gear and a day pass or whatever than it would be to like fly out to like Vail, for example, and go snowboarding for a week. If it was, isn't that crazy? So, I think Japan in the winter. Or maybe March. Do some, maybe I'll go for my birthday. I never do anything for my birthday. Though I was kind of saying I was going to go to Nuinsika this year. And that always lines up around my birthday, so maybe, I don't know. I keep bailing on big pottery events that I probably shouldn't, which is probably another reason I'm not growing as a creator on, but that's okay. My folks live next door, and so either them or I would get my buddy to look after her. I would try to get my buddy to come with me, but I don't think he would want to spend the money. Plus, I think going with my partner would be more fun, just because she's into backcountry skiing and all that. Taurus? Say again, Kimberly? Hold on, I gotta do that stupid little puzzle thing. Nope, I messed up. Give me another sec. That might be a robot. I just messed up twice. I would love to come to Ireland, Kiln. The thing is, I try not to come back to the same place twice. I like to keep, there's so many cool places, I like to just keep traveling around. That being said, I've already been to Japan, so that's kind of anti what I just said. But it would be for something more specific. Ireland would be cool. But I'd almost rather go to Scotland just because I haven't been to Scotland. You know what I mean? I wonder how all those Highland nurses are doing, by the way, who are used to being here all the time. You're all good. I'm so glad you're into it, Heather. I'm doing it for you. I would love to go to China. For some reason, that's not super high up on my list. But if anybody wants to go to China, go tea gallivanting around. That'd be sweet. I'd be into that. Not because of you, Kiln, don't you worry. I only have so much money, I gotta choose wisely on my travels. Why is that, Brian? Well, so I think my family, my grandmom's side is from Scotland, so it'd be nice to, I don't know, go there for that reason. Not that I even know if she even has relatives or whatever, or you know what I mean. Where are we talking about right now, Heather? Interesting. These taken a very interesting twist. They've gone from kind of flaring in China. I don't know. I just need somewhere that has tea. I'd love to just, but I would like to go with someone who speaks Mandarin. I barely speak English. So I'm not even gonna pretend to learn any. I'm trying to learn Japanese right now, and I can only speak a very small amount. So the thought of learning anything else is daunting. I get really into learning language for like 2 or 3 months at a time, and then I just cut it off out of my life, and I never think about it. And then like 6 months later, I'll meet some cool Japanese dude who's talking to me, and then I'm like, God, man, I should really learn Japanese. And I start learning it again, and then 2 months later I forget, and it just, the cycle keeps progressing. So that's been going on for years now. I don't know. But it would be fun. A friend of mine was born in Nepal, and I think she still has family there, and it would be, she went a couple years ago, went back, and her and her boyfriend did this really awesome tea hike, where they just like went from tea house to tea house essentially. That was really cool. A lot of really beautiful like silver needles they brought back. That might be a cool trip to do as well. What? That sounds delicious. I don't think I've ever had a banana cookie. I make banana ice cream all the time. Yeah, I haven't been to Nepal, so that would be good. I also really want to go to New Zealand, but tickets are like $2,700 every time I look, and I'm not about spending that much money. My aunt, uncle, and my little cousin were just there, and it looks awesome. Super, super jealous. They think they spent a month there. It sounded really cool. I use the VL Whisper, which is, I don't care what anybody says, it's the best wheel that you can buy. It's quiet, unless you're making giant ongi jars, which I doubt anybody in here is. There's no reason for that. Yeah, the ice cream is great. It's nothing but bananas. You just freeze bananas, add a little almond milk, blend them together, boom, ice cream. It's more of a, it tastes like ice cream. I guess technically a sorbet, but you know. Do you travel anywhere, T? Yeah, okay, Brian. Sure. I get everybody's super excited. You can make big stuff on a VL Whisper. I mean, I've thrown 50-pound bowls on this wheel. I've thrown 100-pound bowls on this wheel once. It did break it, but so I think the 75 pounds you could do are probably the best, the most. I probably wouldn't make it anything bigger than 25 pounds at a time at this point if I was going to make a big thing, but and it handles it like a champ. So, and like, I have no way of firing like these massive ongi jars. So, what? Is it just like a money thing, or is there like something else to it? Because what I'll tell you right now is my favorite way of traveling, cheapest ticket I can find, smallest amount of gear I can find, cheapest hostels I can find, and just like backpacking around. And so like I can leave the country with the plane ticket and everything. The whole trip will cost like $1,500 to $1,600 for like a 2-week trip. Which I know is still a lot of money, but it's, yeah. It is a great wheel for beginners, but it is like $1,800 right now. So if you don't want to spend that amount of money and you want to just like get a very, very cheap introduction wheel, I would just get that really bad Vever wheel for $185. And then if you really like it, you can go up from there. But if you aren't even sure that you like it, I would just get the cheapest wheels. The bearings seem to go out on those wheels though, so they are not the best long-term solution. If you got like a VL Lite, I think they're like $900 right now. That's pretty solid. So, thanks, Kimberly. It's so awesome. I love train traveling. I wish we had more trains around here. Yeah, that I totally feel. I mean, I have no money, so I feel you. Um, I'm just really lucky not having any debt, which is probably the only reason I feel comfortable traveling. So. Yeah, what kind of wheel are you gonna get, kitten? Oh, that's awesome. I don't think I've ever been to Ottawa. I don't explore that side of Canada that often. Whenever I go to Canada, it's always like mostly British Columbia. Hmm. Oh, that sounds lovely, Kimberly. Okay, I should keep going. Uh, yeah, there is a. What is the company? Someone probably either in TikTok or YouTube here probably knows. There's like a program where someone will come and stay at your house and look after your animal, and I don't think the cost. You don't pay them anything. I think the payment is getting to stay in your house for free. Does anybody know the name of this? It's like a. I can't remember the name of it, but it. I'm glad you're into it, Kimberly. I kind of am over the undulation, but for this commission, they want some motion, so we're going for a wee bit of emotion on these guys. I'd be curious what you end up with, Gideon. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Okay, maybe I should go up to Ottawa. Oh, I was saying this, and I forgot I was saying this. It turns out there are old rail trails in Connecticut, 780 miles of them, one of which starts like maybe an hour from me, and it goes all the way, it might even just be over the border into New York. It might go all the way up, or it goes all the way up to the border up in Canada, or it goes all the way to Niagara Falls. You can take either option up, and I think that would be a really great trip, backpacking trip. Put Olive in my little carrying case behind us, and some camping gear, and we just go bike, a couple hundred miles. I think the longest bike trip I've ever done was 380 miles from Seattle to Vancouver, the ferry terminal, and then took the ferry over to British Columbia, which my grandparents lived in Victoria when they were alive. Okay, Kimberly over on TikTok said it's called house sitting. That's the website. It's just house sitting for animals. Is it something you might want to look into, Princess? I'm thinking about doing that the next time I have to go away for a long period of time. It was like giving my mom a panic attack looking after Olive this time, so. Awesome, yeah, please do. That sounds awesome. I would think I'd know Nova Scotia as well. I don't think I've been myself. So many places to go. And this, Kinnan, is the reason it's hard for me to just go back to a country that I've already been to, because there's so many cool places to go to. So it's hard to just stop for a bit. Everywhere. Oh, man. I think if I hadn't had Olive, I would have traveled a hell of a lot more. I'm not even sure I'd be a potter. I think I probably would just have been wandering around, doing like woofing and whatnot for the last decade, is my guess. I wouldn't change anything, but you're into them? Good. All right, I think we need a group snowboarding trip to Japan, or skiing or whatever. A Taurus? I don't know. Amani, I'm sure there's gorgeous places. I was born on St. Paddy's Day. Does that help? Man, I hope we get snow this year. Okay, this is a massive. Say again, Kimberly? I'm confused. Sorry. Yeah. It does it. For some reason, my spell check doesn't realize that I say T all the time, and it keeps changing it to yeah. Every single time I try to say T, and I say I invite people over for tea on a daily text, or ask people if they want to have tea or whatever. Either's fine. Either work. Is that where to go for a good ski trip? These are getting wider and wider, and I don't think that's what she wants. No, I'm so sorry to hear it. Can you trim them and just, what were they? What were the 7 pieces? Yeah, exactly. Honestly, Kenan, that's what happens every single time. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging. Also, I'm sure I've told you guys, everybody here, but I'm going to be doing a massive switch in style. No more undulation, except for, like, obviously we're doing a little bit of undulation for this commission, but I'm done. I'm over it. We've been doing it for like a decade now, and I don't want to do it anymore. And I've always said that there's probably more money in non-undulating pots, so we're going to actually see if I was correct or not. I think with the shrinkage, I think we're okay. I don't really know. They might all be a little bit too big, but if they don't want them, that's fine. Gotcha. Well, if your mug handles are bad and it's too dry to handle, they could just become little me. Yeah. Is it? Oh wait, I knew I was a Pisces. I knew that. Because everybody's always said that I have. I have been. Also, clearly, you really like water. I have a giant fish on my back. I appreciate the heart. I got into the ocean a few times when I was out west this trip. I think I was swimming in the ocean like 3 times, and then I think the last day I was there, a buddy of my partner's had a boat, and so we got to sail around for a little bit. There was no wind, so we were just kind of like sitting there, but it was lovely. Thanks for the rose, appreciate it. Christina, how are you? Been forever. What's new? What's happening? What's going on? Gotcha. And what about the handles are you aesthetically struggling with, or is it a functionality thing, and just they aren't being made to your liking? Oh, it was perfect. It was a perfect amount of time. I could have been a couple more days, but it was honestly probably a really good amount of time. So It was awesome. Yeah, that's what I've been told by any person I've met, Kimberly. My hands are the best feature. The rest of me, get out of here. Hands, that's where it's at. So you're holding it like that. Should we pull a handle together? Would that be helpful? Oh, you know. Oh, no, no, no. Of course. That's the only good feature. And I don't believe anybody who says anything otherwise. What have you been up to, Christina? What's new with you? What's happening? What's going on? Ah, I see, I see. That's from my other channel, Christina. I can't pull handles here, otherwise I'm going to get demonetized. You know. Thanks, Ashley. I'm in Connecticut. So if anybody wants private lessons, I'm relatively cheap for the amount of time I've been doing this. And I've been booking a bunch. This summer I've just been taking a bunch of private students, trying something a little bit different. Hello, what's up? I know, I've seen that a lot, Kitten. You're not too far away. Well, I mean, you're like 2 hours away. But if you ever need a lesson, Kimberly. Oh, Dawn. Now that you're here, it's a beautiful day. California. You know, I was just in California, Ashley. Literally just got back. What? That's right. How's the dancing going? Oh, 2 weeks, lame. Hopefully that 2 weeks is almost up, right? Oh, that sounds magical. I'm gonna go to the beach more. I guess we don't have that many beaches, but I keep making these wider than they should be at the top. Oh, I missed something. Ah. Jay, that reminds me, like, I forget that, again, not going back to the fish thing, I forget that I have a giant fish on my back until I go buy a mirror, and then I remember that that I did that to myself 10 years ago. No, I've given up trying to teach people who have experience because they just don't exist. If you have experience in pottery, you're not trying to take lessons unless you want to learn something very hyper-specific. So I do, obviously, will take people if they want to learn how to make a teapot specifically, or kind of work on their style, or to work on aesthetics, or just have someone to be a positive reinforcement teacher, which is what I kind of am, and like kind of help move aesthetically along, or to come out with designs and things like that. But I'd say 95% of the people I teach are beginners. I have not been to Yosemite yet, Ashley. I've seen it in the distance, but I've never been. Thanks, Kimberly. I tried to learn the piano myself. My mom's a pianist, and I took like 12 years of lessons. I can't play anything. But that's what happens when you kind of get forced into it, instead of like organically trying to learn it yourself. Sometimes. Really? Is there any way, can I see, I want to watch, I don't know, how do I see this dancing, Christina? Do you have a good beach near you, Princess? Alright, we got one more of these. And then we need to swap over to the larger ones. And here's the deal. I don't know how much clay we need. I haven't wedged out anything. I have no idea, Jay. I kind of fell off that whole world. My cousin is a first chair violist for an orchestra that travels around the world, and I think he's based in North Carolina now. Who's the wedding I went to? His wife is second chair, I think, in that, and they're just such a. So I should know more people, but I don't. Do you think this is perfect? I'm glad you're into it. Oh, that makes sense. Probably less people, right? Nice. Yeah, I mainly just go to lakes because I think the closest beach to me is also an hour and a half. I think it's Hammonasset on the coast. So Jen, I do that I don't wedge my clay, and so I use it to wedge the clay for myself. If you wedge your own clay, you don't really need to do that, but thanks for the heart. Keep going, Kimberly, I'm into it. What's happening over here? Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. Everybody in my family does cool stuff. Gotcha. I was tempted to get up really early and take. Oh, this had a bunch of air bubbles in it. So here we go, Kimberly. We're off kilter, but it just adds flavor to the whole thing. I was tempted to get up really early today and take Olive to our favorite swimming spot, but I literally flew in last night, so I decided just to be super lazy. Oh my God, Sharp, how are you? Tell me everything. What's new? What's happening? Are you still seeing that boy from the shop? Oh, and sorry, wedging clay just means to get rid of the air bubbles and put consistency into the clay so you have an easier time throwing it. Yes, water is super important. Everybody should be in water all the time, in my opinion. I have my ruler, but if I throw it thin, they're all the exact same amount of clay. It's all 350 grams, and so they should all just be the same size if I throw them the same way each time. Oh my God! I'm sorry. That's really long. Are you still enjoying it? What do you mean, kind of? What? Okay. Honestly, good on you. Who needs boys in your life? Ugh, gross. Alright, so we're done with our small ones. And now we have to figure out bigger ones. So, not too much. How you doing, Demi Moore? I think so. Oh, I'm just great, Sharp. I was in LA for my cousin's wedding, and then I was up in Seattle and Orcas Island, and now I'm back here. I can't complain. Been out for 9 days, and then right before that we had our wood firing council, and I had a bunch of people here, and it was lovely, and everybody had great results, and I hope everybody had fun. I don't really know. They said they did, but everybody, there's a unspoken thing when you go to other people's kilns that you lie about the results, even if they came out like absolute pieces of shit. You always say that's lovely because it's a lot of work, and you want potentially to be invited back, especially to atmospheric kilns because people don't have them very often. And so there's just a rule of thumb: unless you own a kiln yourself, like a wood kiln yourself, then you're allowed to be like, go up to that person and be like, this is a piece of shit. This was the worst firing I've ever been in. Or at least those people feel comfortable at least telling you. You don't necessarily say that. You just give them that side like, so it was okay. It was okay. It's just fine. All right. So we need. Yeah, I have. I've had a couple firings that were so bad I never even photographed or shown anybody. Oh yeah, Westport's pretty close. I have some friends who live there. I think my ex works at a print shop in Westport right now. I'm sorry, Sharp. That sounds rough. That sounds tough. This last soda firing, Christina, was trash. The one where this cup is one of the ones that came out of it. Yep, we made 15 already, and now we need to make another 15, but a bigger size. Now, the dimensions of the new one, hold on, we need to concentrate for a half a second. The dimensions of the new ones have to be 5 by 5 by 5, the taper. So let's think about this realistically for a second. We used 350 grams, and we got we made them bigger, but we did our dimensions at 4 by 3.5 by 3.5, which should shrink down to 3.5 by 3 by 3-ish. And then that means we need to make the dimensions 5.5 by 5.5 by 5.5 for these next ones. And I'm thinking that'll probably be roughly like 425 grams ish. Do we like that? Do we think that makes sense? 450 grams maybe? You did not. I'm so sorry to hear that. I have to look more into that because I don't know enough about that. What is going on? What's happening? I have not ground or taken photos of any of the recent soda fired pieces, Christina. I don't think I'm going to. Abby, there are tutorials on some things on my YouTube. Otherwise, not so much. I do Zoom lessons and lessons in person. If anybody's interested, you just have to message me on Instagram and we can figure out a time and all that. And is there anything you can do about that? Or is that just life? Thanks, Ken. Are there ways to kind of help mitigate the effects of it? Is there like a strengthening regime or something that kind of helps with it? All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab the clay and a scale, and we'll kind of cut everything up together over here, so we can keep the video going. So give me half a second to just do this. Boop. Gotta move Olive on my way over. So I think we're gonna use, I said 400 grams, 450 grams. I actually think that we probably would want to go to 500 grams. So, where do you live, Kimberly? The one that I'm drinking out of? Look how it sank in on itself. I was trimming it so thin that this is not intentional. It's not supposed to sit like that, but it is kind of fun. Jen, I get my clay from Sheffield Pottery, and this is 927 porcelain. It's like $67 a box. And I'll be switching down to stoneware, which is $38 a box pretty soon. And I'm not switching to stoneware because of that. I'm switching to stoneware because I'm bored of porcelain. I've been working in porcelain for 8 or 9 years now, so. You gotta live with it kind of thing. That's the last I saw. Can you like work out? Would that be helpful, or is there just like there's nothing you can do? Okay, so we're gonna go to 500 grams of clay, and we need 15 of these. Kimberly, you can watch as long as you want. Yeah, just make pots, then you won't be depressed. Is that what you're saying right there, Jen? Go for it. You'll be depressed because you'll be financially ruined if you start making pottery, because it's a money sink. But okay, that's 429 grams. We're gonna get to 500, so we need 15 of these. Doug? Wow, you're okay. Text it to me. I can't see. I've smeared my TikTok video with the with clay, so I can barely read any comments, but that's okay. Oh, I just dropped all my clay on the floor. No. Dropped clay is not a good thing. There's so much schmutz everywhere. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. I'm sorry. Well, I do remote classes if you're interested, or make a trip out to Connecticut. We'll have a couple lessons. So you'll see what I mean by wedging, or lack thereof, in a little bit. I do a little bit of it, but you know. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Sharp. The reason it dropped is it just kind of fell apart here. They're definitely closer places than how much are they, Sharp? You're not gonna find this clay body anywhere else, I don't think. I think this is one of their like. Gotcha. I'm sorry. I hope you can get one, because I think it probably would help a lot, right? But here's the big thing. All clay is essentially the same. It all throws essentially the same. To me, everybody who's like always talking about clay being harder or not to throw, I don't know what they're talking about. Clay all feels the same to me personally. So really what you want is clay that fits into the category of what you're firing to. So I'm firing mostly to between cone 10 and 12. And so I just need a high fire clay. The rest of it's whatever. You're in Tennessee, Jen? If you message me on Instagram, I can help you look for one later. So this, I don't wedge my clay because we're going to wedge it later by just coning up and down. Oh my god, that's awesome, Kimberly. Good to be spoiled. How small are we talking about? Small kilns are the best. No need for a big kiln. We're applauding everybody who's patient enough to hang out with me while we're doing this. So we're gonna make 15 of these, and then we're done for the day, and we'll trim these all tomorrow. I'm not interested in dealing with the trimming tonight. I still want to take Olive on a swimming adventure. Bye, Sharp. I hope everything works out okay. Curious to hear more about everything if you feel like texting later. Sounds good. So we need 15 of these. 2, 4, 6. This is 8. She wants 12 of each. I'm going to make 15 of each in case things go awry. So they get cooped out in these giant like logs of 25 pounds at a time. When we just went and bought clay the other day, and I've already blown through 3 or 4 boxes of the clay that we bought before I left. The giant, I can't remember whose idea it was. Kiln, it might have been yours. The hearts, or the moons and star flower pot, orchid pot, that did not make it into the firing. It was too big. But that will make it into my next one. Thanks. Oh, thank ya. This is riveting content. I can't believe anybody's here. It can be applause if you want. I'm just smacking balls around, but I like the idea of some applause. Okay, this might be enough. Oh wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. From Detroit. That's Detroit. I just flew through Detroit yesterday. Oh my god. Wait, where's WV? I don't know abbreviations at all. Oh my god, everybody's from everywhere. This is fantastic. That's a small kiln. Oh, you can definitely find something like that. Is this 15? I can't do math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We need 3 more. I'm not going to get 3 out of this. Oh, but we have the clay that fell on the ground. Cool. Gotcha. Never been to West Virginia. How is it? Also never been to Arkansas. Or maybe I have, I don't know. I don't know if where I've driven through. Okay, so my floor is an absolute disgusting mess. So this is the piece that fell. So I'm just gonna cut off the gross stuff, and this is just gonna get chucked in the woods. Sadly, but it happens. Gotcha. That's cool. Makes it amazing? All right, this is trash clay. This is good clay. I think this is crud clay. The rest of this looks fine. Exactly, we got to put it back into the trees so it grows new trees. I appreciate you saying that, kid, and I forgot that that's how it works. I don't know how I forgot that after all the research we've done over the years. At the moment, we're just making balls. Making lots of balls. Because everybody likes a good ball. But we're making orchid pots. We got a little commission. I tried to, so I don't take commissions, usually. But I really wanted to kind of be a part of this plant nursery near me, because they've been really nice to me over the years, and it's where I source all my orchids from. And so I kind of just wanted to do like a kind of a commission with them. And so they ordered 24 orchid pots, and I tried to make them as where I'm essentially breaking even on this firing. I'm not going to make any money off of these really. I'll just make maybe like $10 per thing essentially. So that's $240 for a lot of work. But I just wanted something that was low, that I could be a part of the community, that I would make some money, but wouldn't. Not really paying any bills here. It sounds like a cool spot. Yeah, porcelain it does. So the more you work porcelain, the softer it gets until it hits a point and then it starts drying out. Stoneware, it would firm it up. Jamie, you should. What do we need to make it so you can get into pottery? What do we need to do? You tell me and let's make it happen. Later. No grog. No grog in porcelain. They don't use grog even if you want to. What they use is malachite, and you could also put in silica sand if you really wanted it to be a little bit firmer. Add some nice texture. But grog is usually just made for stoneware. Olive, whatever you're growing out. Well, if it makes you feel better, you only need like 3 tools to make anything. Everybody, like, there are a million tools out there in the world, and you really only need 3. You need a sponge, you need a wire cutoff tool, bye-bye, and you need this wooden stick. If you got those 3, you really don't need anything else. You can do everything else by yourself if you really want to. Trimming tools you do need if you want to trim, but if you really want full low budget, you can just like kind of I'm just gonna mute Bertha as much as I like that. And again, I give private lessons, and I do Zoom stuff as well. I need to fill this up with water so we can keep going because I'm out. I don't throw with slip. A lot of potters throw with slip, and I think they're absolutely ridiculous sociopathic behavior right there. You need one of these wheels if you want to learn from me. But if you want to hand build, you don't need one. You could just do it by hand. You definitely can do it that way. I don't enjoy it at all. I really like the wheel thrown aspect of it, but exactly, Kyle. That is definitely the best way to get into pottery. I'm just gonna wedge my clay while having a little bit of tea, just because I've not had enough tea today. So what I say the dimensions are? So they wanted to end at 5 by 5 by 5, which means we need to do 5.5 by 5.5 by 5.5. This clay is actually not attached to that, so it might fly off at any point. But what I'm doing right here is just making the clay uniform. Exactly. The teapads I hand build. I make my little sculptural teapads. Yeah, so Jay, all of this is being controlled by a pedal on my right foot. And usually I like to switch from foot to foot, so my hips don't get messed up. But since I haven't thrown in like 2 weeks, maybe longer, there's no need for it. Well, wheels vary in price. I think currently this wheel goes for about $1,800 before tax. Might be more than that. But you can get wheels as low as $200. But you're definitely getting what you pay for. I have an old wheel, but it's for classes. Otherwise, I could sell you it. So a lot of people give me equipment, and if I find people in the community who are trying to start out, who are usually on the younger side, and then I give them that equipment if they're kind of serious about it. Don't charge them. My stipulation is that they need to, if they lose interest in pottery, or they're not using the things, or whatever the case is, they give that wheel or kiln or whatever to someone else. That's my only stipulation for giving out stuff. That's awesome, Carmen. Yeah, come take a class, Jamie. You tell me when. Let's make it happen. I will be at some point in the next couple of years, so this is not anytime soon, be offering weekend 2-day workshops where you can stay at my place and we do a couple hours each day of pottery, and then you have a bunch of free time to do it. It's kind of like a little pottery, two-person, potentially pottery retreat. I'm in Connecticut. Well, so that's the problem with the Weber wheels. I think that they hold a smaller size bat or something. There's something weird about them, and the bearings go out. So we're at 4 by 4 by 4. So we need to go an inch and a quarter, a half in every dimension. That can't happen quite yet, Jamie, but hopefully it can be relatively soon. Sounds good, Jamie. Send me a message on Instagram and we can go from there. This might not have been enough clay. I should have done one test before we did this. I don't think this is enough clay. I think we have to go up to 550 grams. I'm afraid you guys are gonna have to watch me make make balls again. Okay, so we're at 5 inches wide by 4. It's a great size, but it's not what they want. I'm hoping actually to come down to Kentucky, to Louisville at some point. My cousin, who again just got married, lives down there, and I wanted to go visit him when they're back. I can't throw this any thinner. So that's 4.5 by 5 by 5. Can't do any more than that. So we're gonna have to add another 100 grams per ball. Nice. Yeah, well, send me a message on Instagram. We'll figure something out. And again, I also do remote things, because again, I don't know exactly when that can happen. Let's cut this one in half. See what we got. Same as this. It's just Bell Hill pottery. So there are our walls. I don't think I would want to go any thinner for a flower pot, so I think those are fine. But that's definitely not enough clay. So let's add another 100 grams to each. I can, but in like tomorrow or the next day. I'll use this clay to trim everything we did today, tomorrow, when we're trimming. Okay, so going back to this for half a second, bear with me. So we're just going to grab 100 grams. You do not have to use a sponge. I use a sponge because I'm a very aggressive thrower, and if I don't, it leaves very, very intense throwing lines, throwing marks, and all that stuff. Like guys, that tiny diny, so good to me. My God. Actually, let's do 125 grams per. So we're going up to 625 grams per ball, which that gives a little bit of wiggle room. And I might have to grab more porcelain in a second. So I was doing the math on the profit, and these ones I make like absolutely no money on. The small ones that we just made before are significantly more profitable. Awesome. I'll take a look after I'm done in here, and we can chat. Awesome, appreciate it. I'm glad you did, because a lot of the time I don't see the messages that are in my requested folder, you know? So it's nice to have reminders. I need to grab another bag of clay real quick. Give me 1 sec. So the plus with grabbing another bag of clay is you get to see how they actually come out. So they come out in these giant bags, 25 pounds a bag. And you get 50 pounds per box. So porcelain is harder in the sense of attachments. It's not necessarily harder in the sense of throwing. It is definitely, it is harder. I'm not trying to say it's not, but it's not like a substantially harder thing where you should be scared of. Sydney, how are you? What's new? What's happening? Thanks for the rose. So yeah, it is definitely harder, but I hear a lot that people are scared to work with it. They get kind of intimidated by the whole situation, and it's really not that bad. I use it straight from the bag. I don't wedge my clay. I'm a lazy potter. There's some things that I'm willing to spend a lot of time on, and then there's a lot of things that I'm not willing to spend a lot of time on. This being one of them. Yeah, what did you make usually when you used to do it more regularly? So I used to have 3-person classes a couple times a week with people, but I've learned over the years that if you really want to learn, the only way that I found is to do one-on-one classes or a open studio with me. So I'm working, and this is a discounted rate, someone else is working, I'm working at the same time, and if they have questions, I'm always here to answer them. But what I found is that in group situations, people feel very intimidated by the other people who are in the class, and they compare themselves, and it's a competition, and the progress is stifled from it. So I've kind of moved away from that type of teaching. So, oh, how was it difficult in the firing? That's a bummer sunflower. Is that a sunflower? That's a sunflower, right? What are you gonna have for dinner, Sydney? LA was LA. I don't know how anybody lives there. It's kind of a gross city. But Seattle and Orcas was gorgeous. No offense to anybody who lives in LA who's in this live, but that's cool. So one of the women who was a part of my wood firing council, who was one of the participants in I was a host kiln for this, she brought a bunch of cool cast pieces that she made because she bought a lot of, someone's like selling all their molds, and she bought like 100-something molds from it, so. Yeah, right? Seattle's awesome. I'm tempted at some point maybe to move back out there. I don't know if I want to live in Oregon again, but maybe Seattle this time. I don't want to live in Seattle. I want to live outside of Seattle. Are you? Are you from LA, or have you just lived there a long time? What's the situation? All right, one more to do. Oh no, 2 more to do. Oops. Hold your butts. I'm almost done. Let's see. There we go. Okay. I have a group of hornets living in here. It's great. No. These are all going to be very colorful. So the woman who commissioned me for these orchid pots wanted very colorful blues, greens, chinos, stuff like that. She was very specific that she does not want black, nor does she want white. Well, that's cool. Did you enjoy it? I feel like you probably appreciate it a lot more than I did moving there. It's just too dry for me. I like green. It would be cool. It does seem kind of expensive, but everything's expensive. So if you move into the middle of nowhere, probably a bit cheaper. Anyway, going back to the other question about teaching, I teach up to 3 people at a time if there is an interest, but I do not do like a weekly class anymore. These are like, if you want to have it a weekly thing, awesome. But it's not like 8 weeks for a set amount of price and for a set amount of clay. For 3 people, it's $110 an hour. You pay for clay, you pay for firing fees. If you want cheap classes, go to craft centers where you're learning from hobby potters. But if you want like to learn stuff, I'm not saying you can't from them, but if you want to like really dive into it, then you have to pay a little bit more. You know. There's Sydney. Lovely seeing you. Okay. Yeah. What do you do? What do you do in college? What do you study? All right, 5.5 by 5.5 by 5.5. That's what we're going for with a taper. These don't have much of a base because who cares? It's a planter. Oh man. Yeah, it doesn't sound like you have any free time. And this is very time consuming, so. That's cool though. What got you into that? Too wide before I get the height. Let's see where we're at. We're at 4.25 wide by 4 high. So let's focus on height right here, and then we can pull it out if we need to. It's definitely enough clay. It's just a matter of I'm feeling shaky because I haven't eaten enough today, so it's more of like, can I get through this with shaky hands? Almost there. We're actually at 5 right now, so we just have to go another 1/2 inch. There we go. 5.5 by 5. Now we just have to move it out an hour. Move it out 1/2 inch. Oh man. Oh man. Well, that sounds fun. It sounds like you're moving in a cool direction. Definitely more profitable direction than what I'm doing. Yeah, that's cool. I love that idea. Do you have pictures anywhere? Oh man. Oh god, I'm getting shaky. Too much caffeine, not enough food. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna go with it. I do this full time, yeah. I've been lucky in a lot of situations, so I can do this full time, but being a potter full time is a very non-profitable thing. Unless you're doing slip casts, you're doing molds, or you're doing production work, it's not that profitable. And doing electric firing. Electric firing makes everything significantly more profitable. Yeah, some of it is definitely Jay. Julius, I'm glad you like it. I think that's your name. You're covered in clay, so it's hard to say. Okay, 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. I mean, ideally it would go up a little bit, but we're just gonna leave it as is. Oh man, thanks for the roses. All right, we're gonna add a little bit of motion to it because that's kind of what they wanted for this. Not a lot, because I'm getting sick of motion. But just a little bit. Okay. That's very sweet of you. Okay, so I'm curious now, when I added that in, what happened? So we're at... I don't know if they're gonna like these ones size-wise. I don't know if they're gonna be big enough. Right, Ken? It's weird that my right hand's shaking. I'm used to my left hand shaking, but my right one's the one that's doing it. Just throwing me off. I'm gonna try to throw the other one, the next one, taller first. Wait, what's happening? Oh, okay. I think that's my issue right here. Ugh. Ah. Oh man, that got really warped out of warpage. They'll like it though. They want undulation, they want motion, they want movement, you know, all that fun stuff. The big ones. We'll see. Alright, so definitely going high first on this. We're going to draw out this base a little bit more than we did on the last one. Issues I haven't had enough tea. Do you think that's what the case is? Maybe if I drink more tea, the tremor will go away. So I'm not looking forward to this, but in my family seems to be a genetic tremor. My dad got it when he was 60, and his hands shake aggressively, and I most likely will have that same thing happen. I'm hoping it doesn't, but at some point, that is probably what's going to happen to me. So these are all going to get different hole patterns put in tomorrow after we trim them. All right, 5 1/2 by 4 1/2. Perfect. I'm drinking pu'er today, Jay. I haven't had pu'er in the 9 days I've been gone, so I thought that this is the day for it. I think one of the big things that I'm noticing right here that we're battling with is the fact that 625 grams isn't enough clay, which I'm kind of shocked about. That's a lot of clay. That's over a pound of clay. And what's a pound? 400 and something grams? Can you use this for cooking? It's gonna have a bunch of holes in it. It's an orchid pot, but you can do whatever you want. Fair. Well, if you feel like sending me a picture over on Instagram, I'd love to see. Okay, I think that's as thin as I can get. There's Sunflower. I think what we're gonna do, and I hate that I'm about to say this, but I think we're gonna add another 100 grams. And we're gonna break the two we just did. Let's see what this looks like in a second. So we're at 5 1/4. I really like this style and this design and everything on this, but no, we're gonna break these last two. We're gonna add 100 grams to them. So I don't really want to go much thinner than that. Again, I definitely don't want to go any thinner than that. So usually when I'm trying to do something like this, I do it off camera to figure out sizing first. But here's the other one we did. Amanda, how are you? Nice and thin. So let's add another 100 grams to each ball and then try this for the third time. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. It's not worth the frustration of, like, we've already done all these other balls. We definitely could get there if I made them a little bit thinner on the base, but again, they're flower pots. I don't want them to be so thin. I know, we got a good group today. Except I keep doing what I'm about to do, you know, we'll lose a bunch of people, but that's okay. Oh God, my body. Kimberly, I'm drinking Puer today, a 2016 ripe Puer. All right, so we're at 625 grams. I think we need to go up to 700 grams, but why not just hit 725 and just making it even, whatever. So we'll add 100 grams to every ball, and that definitely will be right on the spot for us. I'm not used to using so much clay. There, Jay. Thanks for hanging. I'm definitely, these are definitely not very profitable compared to the other ones. So if they want more in the future, I definitely will be kind of pushing for the smaller ones. I don't think I'm like necessarily losing money, but I think I'll probably be. So if anybody, I don't know if anybody wants to do the math, but this is not price of the porcelain. This is just the price of the firing fee. If anybody, and we also have to add a 1/4 inch. So if anybody wants to do this math for me, 5.5 by 5.5 by 5.5 by, so 5.5 times 5.5 times 5.5 times 0.08. And that'll tell you the amount of firing fees it does per orchid pot for me just to sell, to fire. Oh no, sorry, it has to be higher than that. So it'd be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 by, 5 3/4 by 5.5 by 5.5 times 0.08. And that's the profit for the firing fees per one of these, if that makes sense. I make tea pets, yes. So I made some cats and turtles and things of that nature. people figurines? No. Yeah, I'm right on the road, so and people really cruise this road, even though it's super chill and it's a bummer, but it is what it is. But I'll have like semi trucks coming through here, and it's they're not supposed to, but they do. And I had this issue this was probably a couple months ago at this point. A big truck hauling 3 Ferraris came through times 0.08. And he took down 3 telephone poles, a bunch of trees, had a transformer fall onto the top of his car, the truck, and burn a hole through it. I don't know how the cars came out, but I don't know how he did so much damage, but he took out the power in my studio. He took out all the neighbors' studio things. They took out the power in my house, my folks' house, pulled up all of the underground conduits for my folks' house. He did a lot of damage in a very short period of time. Okay. Yeah, you're into it? Good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. We need one more at 725 grams. And this will definitely be enough for what we need to do. It's 6 o'clock now. I'm hoping we can get done in about an hour, if not less, so I can go take Olive on a swim, go buy a watermelon for myself before sunset, and maybe go work in my garden for a little bit. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. I'm in Connecticut. Very, very small town in Connecticut. As far as like what you guys are doing tonight? How do you like Alabama? Oh, gotta love Smack the Ball. Sounds amazing, right? Yeah, it sounds hot there. Because I was in Seattle in LA in a bit, it was so much cooler out there and so much nicer, and I got back here and humidity hit. It's not like crazy hot or anything, but the humidity is rough compared to the West Coast. Good. How long you been there for? Wow. Here's my little dongle. There it is. Nice. That's cool. What do you do in Alabama? Okay, last piece. Oh yeah, we got things to do, Ashley. We got so many orchid pots to make. We would have been done quite a long time ago if I had just known how much clay we needed for this particular size. So it's 350 for the small one, 700, this will be right, 725 for the big ones. So, that's awesome. How long have you been doing that for? Cool. How do you like it? Honestly, even a bit bigger would probably be nicer, but good. Well, I'm glad I can help. Later, kitten. Thanks for hanging. We'll be back tomorrow at some point. Probably at my normal time instead of as late as it is right now. I usually stream around like 10:30, 11:30 Eastern time. But today, I didn't really start my day until late because I flew in last night, so I took the morning off. Okay, where are we at height-wise? Okay, we're at 5 inches by 4 by 4. Okay. 5 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now we just need a little bit of height. I should have gone a little bit higher first. I goofed. Please don't break on me. I don't really feel like making more. This is enough clay, I swear. Five and a half by, is this it? Is this the one? Hell yeah. We did it. 5 1/2 by 5 1/2 by just shy of 5 1/2. Or so 5 1/2 by like essentially 5 and a bit. So we're gonna add a little bit of motion to it. That'll widen it out. It'll shorten it a little bit, but you know what? I don't care. So these are all going to get various hole styles tomorrow. These are orchid pots. So final is 5 1/4 by just shy of 5 1/2. That's fine. You know what? If I'm just shy of what she wanted, she seemed very amenable. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Amenable to it being, you know, handmade and slightly off. Thanks. Appreciate you. Alright, how do I pick this up without ruining everything? That's the question. So when I normally throw things, I'm used to having like a super wide base, or super narrow base with a thick bottom. And so when I pick things up, they don't disfigure so aggressively like this is. But since I'm doing, do I have to torch these? No, I didn't want to. All right, these need a little bit of a torching, otherwise I can't pick them up. You know, I've only been doing pottery for about 2 days now, so I feel pretty good about all this. So there's a little bit of clay that I could have taken out the bottom that I didn't. And so I'm hoping that we can grab that clay in the following 12 that we're making, or 11 that we're going to make. And if it gets a little distorted, it gets a little distorted. No one likes a straight up and down pot. Everybody likes a little curve in their life. Yeah, these ones are so less profitable. So I have a big slab of salmon for Olive tonight for her dinner. She doesn't know it yet, but I think she'll be excited. Out here for a minute. The computer's about to die. What, an hour and 43 minutes? Oh my god. Well, you know, first day back in like 2 weeks. Usually a bit slower. Alright, we're gonna be smart about this and go tall this time. So when we bring it out, it's not going to be an issue. Hello, little jingle bells. Aha! That's literally the exact dimension we need. Yo! What's up, Z? But don't be confused. I don't know what I'm doing. It's all just being made up as I go. Adding a little bit of motion in here. So I very sillily gave them something that had motion. You know, I don't want to make things with any undulations anymore, but whatever. Alright, these are so big that I do need to attach them. Hit them with a torch, I mean. Otherwise I can't get them off without really screwing them up. I need to write a text message real quick. Just look at this spinning thing for a second. No! No! My computer just died. That's very sad. So I'm not trying to dry it aggressively. I'm just trying to dry it enough that I can pick it up without deforming to a massive degree. They're still going to deform because I don't really care. I care, but I don't care if they get super deformed because it's good to add some undulation into these things. And I kind of like that they're asymmetric at the top. It was not my intention, but I'm going to say it was. Actually, you guys over on YouTube, I'm going to end this real quick. I'll see you guys next time over there.